These are the stories I remember reading as a young child, and I loved them from the first time I read them. I didn't know at the time they had been written over 2,000 years ago by a Greek slave. And they all had such wonderful, wonderful bits of wisdom. They were stories like the fox and the grapes, and the wind and the sun, of course. And they were known as Aesop's Fables. Grandfather fished by an old mill stream, arrowfin mustache and a kettle of worms. He'd share his lunch from a fishing creel in the shade of an old oak tree. We'd cast our lines and we'd sit and wait, fish and talk till the day turned late. He'd tell me his stories, I'd tell him my dreams in the shade of an old oak tree. Grandfather taught me everyone can learn. He gave credence to the saying, one good turn. He always found joy in the rain and the sun, pride in a job well done. I listened as he talked about the wind and the sun, how gentleness prevails where strength proves strong. How things are easier said than done in the shade of an old oak tree. He told me Aesop's fables. Time I came west to that old mill stream. Summers were a time for friends and dreams. The last time we fished, he seemed old and frail, still he smiled as we talked a while. He said, the path of life is a river, my son. Its twists and turns, not a straight, easy run. Fools know all the answers, but little of themselves. And he spoke of the wind and the sun. Grandfather taught me everyone can learn. He gave credence to the saying, one good turn. He always found joy in the rain and the sun, pride in a job well done. I listened as he talked about the wind and the sun, how gentleness prevails and strength proves strong. How things are easier said than done in the shade of an old oak tree. He told me Aesop's fables. Years have passed since my grandfather's time. It took a lot of living, but now I find so many lessons I left behind. I learned by that old oak tree. So I take my son fishing by an old mill stream, share my lunch from a fishing creel, tell him my stories, he tells me his dreams in the shade of that old oak tree. I tell my son everyone can learn, give credence to the saying, one good turn. Always finding joy in the rain and the sun, and pride in the job well done. He listens as I talk about the wind and the sun, how gentleness prevails where strength proves strong. How things are easier said than done